Salam.
Kan tak pernah we okay, never mind. 1, 2, 3.
Salam, friends.
Okay, today's episode, we always do this. We like, okay. I don't understand. I think nervous. Every time we start, we are nervous. I don't know why. But okay, so for today's episode, we're going to do some couch confessions, but not by us, by all of you who have tuned in and written in
Your stories.
your stories. We will not mention any names because there are some people who said that they would rather not be known.
Yep.
So we will just read your stories here. But this will be how would I say like another roller coaster of emotions.
Correct, because it's real experiences from people who feel like they can resonate with us, through our stories and through our journeys. So especially, right, Sheena, remember the first time we did the IVF episode, right? I think that really blew up.
That blew up, I think, because it's the first time it came out, right, ever.
Oh yeah, because you've never shared about that before.
Yeah, that's true. So from that episode, we've gotten so many messages, and so many of you are so strong, mashallah.
Yes.
For going through what you have.
Yep.
Mine was really a mild case. So we'll share this particular story with you, and you will understand why I say mine is mild.
Yep.
Okay, maybe you start.
All right. Salam, I watched your episode and it really made me cry a lot. I went through IVF too. I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis at 21 years old and went through many surgeries for cyst removal and to remove part of my ovary. Wow.
Yeah.
And then the gynae told me and my mom that it's going to be hard for me to have a child. I mean, like scientifically, that's what we would think, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's not going to be an easy journey, and for somebody at the age of 21, right, to be hearing that, she was shattered.
Yeah, she really was. And obviously, right?
Yeah.
I think for those of you who don't know what endometriosis is, right? It's okay, I'm going to read it so you can quote me because I'm reading it from Google, okay? It's a chronic non-cancerous condition where tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows in other parts of the body, most commonly inside the pelvis. Okay? So what happens when someone has endometriosis? Let's just zoom in on that for a while, because I've had friends who have this condition, and I think the pain when you get your
Menses.
when you get your cycle every month is ridiculously like on another level. So it's pelvic pain and cramping. It's
Heavy bleeding.
Yeah,
that's what I know
right?
as well.
Heavy or irregular bleeding, right? And then it's long, heavy periods of bleeding between cycles, painful bowel movements or urination. So can you imagine everything you do down there, it hurts, right? Then you have your fatigue and your nausea. And endometriosis also leads to fertility issues. Yeah.
So I mean, to be hearing that diagnosis at the age of 21, it must have been pretty I mean, we cannot imagine being in that position, right?
For sure.
Because then so I think so our kind listener here, she shared that she was not married,
But attached.
correct. And then her mom told the boyfriend, then, who is now her husband, alhamdulillah, right? If you really want a child, I think you need to let go of her.
How sad is that?
I know, right?
This is your mother looking out for your best interest as the daughter, but breaking her heart at the same time, and not giving someone else false hope. You know what I mean? So can you imagine as a mother being put in that position, knowing that your child has it? That's already one scenario.
Yeah.
And then for this lady who is going through it, let's give her let's call her Sarah lah.
Okay.
Okay? So for Sarah who is going through this, right? So Sarah is not the real name of this person, okay? So for someone like Sarah who's going through this, you are 21 years old, you're starting to get your footing in life.
Yeah.
Right? And then you hear something like this.
And like, usually when you're at that age, you won't think about having a child and stuff like that. But then like, before you can even try, before you can even experience it, the doctor have to break that news to you.
Yeah, so you already have one obstacle.
Yeah.
So I think patients of endometriosis not necessarily cannot have children.
Yes, because
right?
this is actually a miracle story, baby.
Yeah, and then I also have a friend who had to remove basically
Part
the
of
lining.
the over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For her, it was part of the lining, if I'm not mistaken. So it's and then she managed to conceive. Alhamdulillah,
Okay.
she has a child now.
Alhamdulillah.
She, astaghfirullah, she has a child now. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. And then as she was sharing this to her boyfriend, then right, the boyfriend said, I love her, and even if we don't have a child, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Mashallah.
maturity, you know.
For someone who early 20s,
Yeah.
that's a different level.
Yeah, and Alhamdulillah, we got married on the year.
They got married.
Oh, they got married, not me. Yeah, they got married at the year 2019, and they told themselves that they will not dive into having kids immediately and give themselves like 1 year to enjoy each other's company, lah.
Yeah.
And then a year passed, and then she had her cyst again,
Yep.
and had to do C-section to remove it. So one thing about having cyst or having polyps or having growth, even though you remove it, chances of it coming back is
Yeah.
actually quite high as well.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it? Okay. So they had to do
Yeah. So
a C-section to remove it.
yeah, to
right?
remove the-
Yeah, they had to do a C-section, like the proper surgery to remove it. And then the gynae also mentioned to them then that they had no time to wait if they really wanted children. They tried again for a year.
yeah.
Right? No rezeki yet, right? This is something that we can all resonate with. She says here, I used to take pregnancy tests even if my menses were delayed for a day. You know how that for people who are trying, right, that really hits home, you know, that really hits
Yeah, of
hard.
course. Yeah.
Because how many times, right, have all of us
We're trying lah.
Sometimes, right, like for me, 3 days before my menses, right, I've thought, this is before my IVF days, right, like 3 days before my menses, and then I don't feel any symptoms of having my menses, right, I will already start to the hope will build up, you know. And then on the 3rd day when the menses is due, and then I see, and it comes, and then I'll be like, oh, why did I even think about it like this? You know? Yeah. So it hits a certain spot lah, guys.
Yeah, and then she said this, right? She said she blamed herself in every pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that we all carry as but we should be open to our partners about this as well. Like as women, we shouldn't be going through this journey to alone.
So I realized, right, like the reason why we do that to ourselves, right, why we go through this alone, is because first and foremost, we are really disappointed with ourselves, right? How would we feel? How would our partner feel? Or will they understand that disappointment?
Yup.
Because some people, all they see is, tak ada lagi, again.
Yup.
You know what I
Yup.
mean? Which is, there are people who are like that, okay, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think to avoid, if you're disappointed, you don't want to disappoint someone else, right? Because their reaction will hamper you down even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they went back to the gynae. They ran some tests on both of them, husband and wife. And then when the test came back, there was a bit of problems with the husband, and then that was another obstacle in the way, right? And then, but her faith still remains, mashallah. She said, Allah does not test someone beyond their capabilities. Maybe I'm supposed to hear this and go through this.
Yep.
That's strength, you know, for someone to realize in a time of sadness and lowness, right? To realize this is that's a message from him lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Yeah. So then their gynae didn't even want them to try for IUI. So we spoke about IUI also, right?
Yeah.
It's a procedure before IVF.
Correct.
Right? And the gynae wanted them to immediately attempt IVF. Yeah. So then she was 25 years old, right? Then she resigned from her job because she was too stressed. Right? I think you spoke about this as well, like how IVF can really change the whole your
Basically,
career and stuff like that.
You have to put your life on pause when you go through IVF. If you want not this is a luxury not everybody can afford lah. Like I managed to be able to, because I work from home, so for me it wasn't that bad, and Taufik's my boss, so he understands, right? But there are people out there who have 9 to 5 jobs, who have desk jobs and everything, who have event jobs, who have jobs that you know make them work physically in that sense, right? And they still have to go through IVF. They still have to show up at work.
Yeah.
And IVF, the thing about IVF is, right, apart from the procedures that you have to do,
Yep.
the visits to the doctor is very frequent.
It's a lot.
It's a lot because they need to measure your follicles. They need to, so every 2 days you have to go to the doctor.
Well, then like that, if for somebody who's working, then how are they going to manage that?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So this is something that maybe, you know, hopefully in the future, there will be some concessions for this, you know.
Yeah. That will be awesome lah. Like, you know, because in Singapore, I mean, I just saw an article recently that we are also trying to find ways to increase fertility rates. I think because it's really dropping here in Singapore, right?
Yep,
So if we can have such measures, because a lot of times people just talk about IVF, it's all about the subsidy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what about the process of IVF?
Yeah.
Right? It's something that we don't really take into consideration
Exactly.
unless you are in that position.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So she had to quit her job,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Why would I suggest someone like take a break from work or whatever is because apart from the physical stress that you go through going to the doctors multiple times, the stress of having to take your medication on time, jab on time.
Wow, that's a lot eh.
It's a lot. It's really a lot for one person. Really, right? Jab on time. Hide the fact that you need to go jab or you need to, go take your medication. Because when the alarm rings, right, you're like, oh my god, where's my pill? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it's time sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me before, right? You have to
Yeah.
like make sure that it's really on time. You cannot miss it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then she was sharing that no one in her family knew about this, right? And she was still staying at her parents,
Yeah.
right? Wow. And then she said it was really tough. She used to cry every single day, and it was the worst 2 weeks wait, not knowing if she's able to conceive.
Yeah. So after the whole cycle that you've done, you've already jabbed yourself. You've extracted the eggs. The eggs has been cultivated. You have eggs that's been transferred to you. The blastocyst, the eggs that has been cultivated has grown. It's called a blastocyst, and the blastocyst has already been transferred into you lah, basically, right? When from the day of the transfer till at least 10 to 14 days later, all you can do is wait. So in that 2 week wait, right, your shaitan is really, they're all just dancing around you like, are you pregnant? You cannot, it's just, it's really tough. Okay, it's like, you're not going to be you really in your mind, right?
Because there's so many things going on, and you're like hoping and waiting for something that is good news.
Yeah.
Right, and what if it's not a good news? There's a lot of emotions going on, and like what you said, well, can I imagine if I have to work during that process?
Yep.
And then you still have to show up like as though everything's
nothing
fine.
happened, yeah.
Wow, okay.
And with IVF, right, the most important thing, the most important factor is stress. You cannot be stressed. Yeah, you have to somehow, right, like just drop everything that you have for that 2 weeks
To
go
focus
for a
on your-
holiday or also your doctor will say you can't take the aeroplane.
Oh.
So go take the
Road
boat
trip,
or something. Road trip, yeah,
Okay.
just make yourself happy
For that 2 weeks.
for that 2 weeks.
Okay, after the IVF, after they
transfer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So she said, Alhamdulillah, after 2 weeks, blood tests were drawn and I got to know that I was pregnant. Mashallah. And she said she put on almost 50 kg due to the jab. So that's what the jabs do to you as well. That makes you gain weight.
There are side effects to the jabs. Some people lose hair. Some people gain weight. Some people lose weight. I think the most common is really weight gain. I think the first 2 months that I started, right, the very first 2 months I started, I gained about 8 to 9 kilos. So it was very sad because I couldn't use my jeans. I had to borrow Taufik's t-shirts because I had nothing fit anymore. Yeah. And that is depressing, That's super depressing. On top of already like what you have to do to yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. I can
Yeah.
imagine that.
Okay. So after so she got pregnant, mashallah. And alhamdulillah for this, right? So she said after my son was born, I did my second IVF because I had to go through another cyst removal after my son, and my chances were getting slimmer. Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with a daughter too.
Oh, mashallah.
And I feel complete. I told myself I'm done having children and I want to enjoy the blessings that I have. And she had another cyst removal after. Yeah. This is the process of going through IVF is really one thing. I was very blessed because alhamdulillah there was not many issues that I had to deal with, right? But for her to already have pre-existing conditions and then to go through IVF and to remove cysts multiple times, right? So that takes a toll on your body,
Definitely.
on your psyche, on your mental health. And this lady is so strong because she is writing to us about it.
Yeah, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
And this is where like your stories really can like, change the perspective. Let's say for example, if another sister is going through endometriosis,
Yeah.
and then they're thinking the same thing, like when the gynae says it's gonna be hard for you to conceive and things like that. So don't be disheartened because we have a story here and it's successful.
Story.
Yeah.
And then that's not the end of the story. When her daughter was 10 months old, she missed her menses and found out that she was pregnant.
Wow, mashallah. Naturally.
Yeah. So I think if you know how they always say rezeki will never miss its mark, right?
Yeah.
So if it's meant for you, it will never miss you, guys.
Yeah. Wow, mashallah.
Yeah, mashallah. Yep.
Wow.
And all this is rezeki from a higher power,
Yeah.
But this story blew us lah, basically.
Yeah.
And we are so thankful that you opened up to us, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and this kind of story really gives us hope as well.
Yeah.
Right? To like hope to not be disheartened. Like doctors can say whatever, right? Doctors can say you cannot lie and stuff like that, right? But I think ultimately Allah is the higher power.
Go to the source directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
All you can do is, I still believe we still have to usaha as much as we can,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing, okay, so I had a DM on my personal Instagram, right? Sorry, not a DM. It was not on my personal Instagram. I remember because when we came out with our podcast, a lot of media outlets picked it up in Singapore and in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, one of the comments I read was so among some of the comments that I got, right, guys, let's just put it in perspective, okay? Someone said, oh, Islam can marry for what? Just marry another one. You cannot marry another one. Marry another one. So that's one.
Our producer's eyebrow just lifted up when you said that.
The second thing that someone said to me that stuck with me is, kenapa buka aib? Why are you opening this to the rest of the world? You're telling people about your weakness. You're telling people about your husband's weakness, right? I understand where they are coming from, but that is really not our intention. Right? Our intention is to give awareness and to give hope to people who want to try IVF, who are in this fertility journey. We are sharing our story because we want to empower people, to make them understand that if you don't have kids yet, it's really not the end of the world. Just put in your best effort. Right? For Taufik and me, we have stopped trying. A lot of people have also said, oh, you know what, go to this doctor, go to that doctor, you should drink this jamu, you should go for this urut, there's this TCM, you should go. So I have gotten so many messages, and I really appreciate all of your suggestions, right? We have stopped trying in terms of IVF. If it happens naturally, alhamdulillah. If it does not, we will take it as our path is to possibly look after our parents, give them the attention, and also to and sometimes I feel right, there is, there's silver lining in everything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel that sometimes it could be also God's way of protecting Taufik and myself.
Yeah.
Right? from something that maybe we cannot handle if we do have a child.
Yes.
Because you never know. So we look at it that way. So bukan buka aib, please do not look at it that way. It's us telling people our story so that other people going through this also know that they are not alone.
Yeah.
This is not as uncommon as you think in this day and age, to be very honest.
Correct. And if if there's nobody like opening up about this or talking about this, then how can we actually support one another in this journey?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And we also have some people who have DM'd us because we promised you guys a meet up. Remember?
Yes.
We've been busy. We are very sorry, but it's going to happen. And it's going to happen with another group of wonderful people that I've met over this, who can actually have more insight and share more with all of us, inshallah.
With regards to fertility.
With regards to fertility.
Nice, mashallah.
Mashallah. Yeah. See, when you're okay, never mind. Then I lost my train of thought. Okay, let's go on to the next person that messaged us. So this is not about fertility. That one dah habis, eh?
Okay.
This lady said, Assalamualaikum ladies. Waalaikumsalam. This is one great platform I came across this morning. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Thank you. What a sharing session that was. I'm so inspired. Thank you very much. Small request, sisters. Can you bring more topics on the transition of wearing a hijab, that mixed feeling, the judgment, the talks, etc., etc.? What were your mixed feelings? What was your judgment? And what do you think people would say about you?
So I think somebody said this to me before, like, okay, alhamdulillah, you started, right? But it might be difficult for you to sustain it. You get what I mean? So like the judgment that I had was like, wow, like I have to, no, it's not a judgment, but something that I had to tell myself is like, if I'm going to do this, I make sure I honor it, right? Don't take it out. And then that time also, Denise was sharing about her story about like taking out the hijab for one time. I was like, okay, at least it was a reminder, right? But for me, my biggest fear was with regards to the work that I do, right? I have also heard stories from friends where back then they were really discriminated at their workplace, for wearing the hijab. Yeah. So I don't know whether I shared this before, but I think I told you I went for my awards night, and it was the first time that I went to my awards night wearing the hijab, right? And like I decided to just own it, babe.
Good. As you should.
Yeah, but of course, I'll be honest, it was very uncomfortable. Cause like everyone, like, and I do feel it lah, to be honest, like what I felt was like, I don't really get that kind of, like sambutan, get what I mean?
Okay.
What's that word?
What's sambutan?
But you get me, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that kind of like the welcoming vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of felt it.
Okay.
Right, but to me, heck care lah.
Yeah, but okay, I'm so happy you owned it, right? But you do realize, right, you're the only person in that room standing up on that podium,
yeah, mashallah,
wearing the hijab and representing your community.
Mashallah.
So it was rightfully you deserve to own it. And I would feel, why would that be uncomfortable for you? Because you know what, you're the first person there donning the hijab and taking that award.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the power, man.
Yeah, mashallah. Cause
Power,
like,
power.
yeah. So like all this while, right, even though I've gotten that award before, but I've never gone up to the stage. Cause again, as Malay, right, I feel very small. So like, what more, right, wearing the hijab as a Malay coming up on stage? And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Like, because I think it's about time, right? I think women, whoever in hijab or not in hijab, right, we have to own our, what do you call it?
Own your space.
Own your space, that's right.
Yeah. And whether you're Malay or Indian, you're Chinese, right, that should not matter.
Yes.
Why did you feel small because you were Malay? Because everybody else is not Malay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you stepped up on that podium as a Malay woman wearing the hijab, and the only person there you definitely outshone everybody, babe. That's what I saw.
Oh, mashallah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this gives me the motivation, like we should encourage more of this, you know.
Yeah.
Like as women or whatever men, we shouldn't feel small.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing that I'm really trying to, you know, inshallah, you know, push towards that message.
Yeah. Yeah, you should drive this, man.
Yeah.
Because I realize, right, like a lot of people, not a lot of people, I think our community, I must say, right, Malay people, the ones that I know, right, are very humble. So humble to a point that they realize that they don't realize, right, that they always say it's okay, never mind, you just go. They always compromise themselves. They're like, because that never mind, kesian tak apa, let them go, I will do it later. When it is for you, you know what I mean,
that's
which
right.
is a great trait, I feel. But in doing that, you shouldn't shrink yourself also.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can always give way for something to happen, but make sure that does not shrink your you as a person lah.
Yep.
And don't compromise what your beliefs as well lah while doing that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So for you, sorry,
Yeah,
babe.
yeah.
So for you, what was the struggles like throughout your hijab journey? I mean, it's been a year-ish.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I think for me, my struggles are a lot more internal than it is external. Because like for me, I think I don't really care what people say. I'll just do what I want to do, right?
Yep.
My struggles really was, I am now wearing the hijab, and as a hijabi, right, no point I wear the hijab and show people I am a hijabi.
I see.
But am I fulfilling my prayers?
Are you showing up for God? Like,
Am I showing up for my deen the way I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My prayers, my Quran, being Muslim, your akhlak and your akidah, you know?
Yeah.
What is akhlak and akidah? Your, basically how
your characteristics.
Yeah.
Your correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your character
Yeah. As a
Muslim.
Muslim. Yeah.
How do you show up for people?
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then the things that I say, I have to be a bit more careful now, because a lot of things that you say can impact. The impact can bring you to the hereafter. So I don't want that to happen, right?
So that's very scary, babe.
It's very scary.
Right.
Yeah, and we don't think about this. So in my mind, I'm like, I remember the story of what Ustazah said, how this person was really, really very pious. She did her Quran, she did her prayers, her sunnah prayers, her fardu. She did everything lah, right, by the books, right? But she always spoke bad about people. It's her tongue that got her like into trouble, right? And she didn't go Jannah because the balance was not there, right?
Yeah.
And that's so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was me. That was my struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe like there's a lot of things like we all go through in life that we need each other to check in on each other, right?
Yeah, for
And of
sure.
course, like we also have to check in with God, you know.
Yeah. I think the first check-in you need to do is for yourself.
Yes.
Always, right?
Yep.
And if you feel that you're still doubting that, right, then you refer to someone else.
Yep.
Because if you check in with other people also, and then I say this, you say that,
Yep.
she says that, then you'll be like, who do I?
Yeah,
go to?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, mashallah. Anyway, thank you so much for the stories that, you know, you shared with us. Please keep it coming.
Please keep it coming, guys.
Yeah, because we are reading it.
We do read it, and
Yeah.
we are trying to see how we can incorporate it into our. So we started this little like couch confessions, right? So from now on, we're gonna start reading stories from all of you.
Yes.
If you have a story to tell, please DM us,
Yeah.
email us, WhatsApp us. Message. There's so many ways to get to us. So please
Yeah.
come get in contact with
And
us.
do understand that the intention of us sharing your story is to, you know, be a source where other people going through the same thing as you feel hurt, and they know that there are many ways to overcome whatever challenges that they're going through.
Exactly. Yeah. The stories are not meant to buka aib or to make you feel like a
Less or whatever.
Yeah,
no.
not at all.
Yeah.
Your stories, without you knowing, empower other people.
Yes,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
And you know, this whatever we have said have already empowered some people, I'm very sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So with that,
We're gonna wrap it up.
and then we're gonna see you.
We're gonna see you inshallah for the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and assalamu alaikum, friends.
Waalaikumsalam.